So I've just come to Crystal Palace Aquarium. Within the shop, there are amphibians and reptiles. I had a chat with the shopkeeper. It seems to me that I should be looking elsewhere. I mean, I don't mind keeping a bearded dragon. He said I'm supposed to try keeping a bearded dragon first. And I think the whole setup price is affordable. But then I really like, I think, to be honest, I believe that I don't really want a captive reptile. Like, I've seen the monitor lizards, and he'd be like, you don't know how to manage larger reptiles. I was like, what do you mean though? I literally completed a course on handling birds of prey, and the birds of prey were, even the smallest one, even the burrowing owl, was still larger than like the monitor lizard there, which was the largest lizard on display. And I'd be like, how, like, what on earth? I am gonna, like, yeah, I might try a bearded dragon, or I can just move on and go somewhere else, because I'd rather observe animals in the wild rather than keeping them in captivity and then claim that stuff don't work for them and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, because you guys have domesticated them and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, obviously I think I am meant to go out and camp and go on safaris and actually like interact with wild animals, like instead of going for a captive animal. Because I went there to look at the prices and to look at the budget and all that, and yes, the lizards will eat spiders, and yes, there are also amphibians as well, and I believe the amphibians are easier to keep because all I have to do is to change. They're essentially they're aquatic, although they can survive on land, which will be like even better for me than to keep a reptile, because they are fully submerged, and all I have to do is to change water. It might actually be easier to keep the amphibians than to keep a tortoise or a turtle. Like the turtles, like Yvonne's turtles, for example, and they'd be like, yeah, all I have to do is to change the water, and then there isn't much cleaning up to do, to be honest. Like if I got an amphibian, but I looked at the lizards, and then I'd be like, I think I just need to get a license, to be honest. I mean, getting a license means that I have to take some examinations and stuff like that. So if I succeed in obtaining the license, it means that I can literally get a larger reptile, you know, because it's not like I really believe that the reptile size isn't really the issue though. Like, I think I would be more suited to keep something that is hardy, that is tough, because if it's not tough, it's gonna die, you know. I was like, I tell you, if it's not tough, it's gonna die, because I don't babysit like animals in captivity. It's a big no for me. So in other words, I'm just gonna stay single, and then I'm gonna go to a wild place and camp out, see wild animals, interact with the wild animals, instead of keeping an animal in captivity, unless I can raise something that I can spar with, if you know what I'm saying. It's like, I honestly don't believe that larger reptiles are harder to handle than smaller reptiles, because for me though, the smaller reptile can easily escape, and it will be harder for me to find them. It's true. I mean, if it's like it doesn't make sense to say I can't handle a larger reptile, because I took the course and I literally finished the course on handling birds of prey, and then all I had to do was to complete the examination, which I did not do. I didn't know why I didn't do it. I should have done it, and I think I could go and redo it if I wanted to. You know, the birds of prey course. I could redo it, the course, in the Raptor Center, but it's like I don't really get. I think, to be honest, I would definitely need the license. Yeah, I'll just get the license. Yeah, I'll just get the license first, and then I can decide for myself what to keep. Because smaller reptiles and smaller animals, I mean, the thing is, they just die on me. I just know it, because I used to keep rabbits though, and then they if they're not tough enough, I can't keep them. I don't want to babysit. I told you before, if I babysit small animals in captivity, I think they're not gonna make it. I just know they're not gonna make it. But if they are wild animals, I can interact with the wild animals. Yeah. And then, so I guess I'll just get the license first, right? I went there for a budgeting, and it seems rather strange, but horses and dogs are like, even the smallest dog is literally bigger than the monitor lizards in the shop. So I don't really mind if they bite into me or something, but then I just don't feel like, I think I need a license. I really do. I think the license is much more important than okay, yeah, I'm gonna start from keeping a small lizard. I mean, I went to Chengchao and I filmed a small lizard hunting in the wild, and I think that satisfies me more than just keeping a small lizard in my house. I don't even know what my family would think, because and how on earth am I supposed to carry that tank back to my house or something? Like, I've seen the stuff, and I'd be like, okay, I'm not really interested in this thing. Like, I like animals. I do. Like, I like interacting with animals. I like handling animals, but I don't really enjoy keeping small lizards in captivity. Not even larger lizards, to be honest, because the limitation, like, there's a limitation in how I could interact with reptiles, no matter how large they are. They have to be in the tank, and they have to have their own habitats and stuff. So I think I'm just gonna work on getting a license first if I do want to keep any wild animal in captivity, because it doesn't really have to be a reptile. Yeah, I think it doesn't have to be a reptile, as long as it's relatively easy to clean. So birds of prey. Yeah, and I'm also surprised that I didn't see a snake there, because I thought I was gonna see a snake there, but they were all lizards, and the biggest one I saw was it was a monitor lizard, and it was adorable. I mean, it's still smaller than the owls, like the barn owls that I used to interact with. I'm still thinking, you know what? No, I am not. Yeah, I don't think I am I don't think I'm keeping a lizard now, because animals in captivity, I mean, I don't want it. Like, I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see wild animals, and I want to interact with wild animals, but not keeping one in captivity. I just don't feel like it, unless it's really important. Like, for example, I should raise my own, like, sparring partner, or so I thought. Yeah, but I don't think a reptile is a good idea. Like I've seen the lizards there, and I'm afraid that if I were careless, they just die. You know, the point is, if I keep a small animal, like a rabbit, for example. I used to keep a rabbit and also a tortoise as well. But then I'd be like, I'm normally like a really careless person. I just know it. So if it's not hardy, you know, if it's not hardy, I might accidentally kill it. You know, it's true. It is true. So I guess I'm not gonna get like a small animal. For God's sake, it's gotta be animal cruelty. You know as well as I do, it's true, is it not? So yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't pick a small animal. I don't want it to die, you know, in my hands. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I just need to work on getting the license so that I can keep an animal that I can spar with. You know, I gotta raise it from scratch. Yeah, and I know I'm able to clean up after them. Like I know I'm able to clean up after them. Maybe they are cleaner than myself. Yeah, I would say maybe they would be cleaner than myself, because I would be spending so much effort and time and energy into cleaning their stuff. It's like when I was in Raptor Center, They said that I was a good cleaner though. They said that I could clean up, I could wipe away the bird poo and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, because I love the birds of prey, and I would definitely put more effort into cleaning up after them. But for myself, I don't really care much. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, I'm gonna have to go research on the license. And whether I be keeping a mammal or a bird of prey, or I know in terms of the birds of prey, all I need to do is to go back to Cambridgeshire, where I took the course, and I could redo the course again, I suppose. And then I could probably ask a member of staff to actually monitor me when I say, hey, look, please just watch me and help me with you know, as I do the examination, because I'm not very technical. Yeah, if I said that, right, if I said that, it'll be much better. But yeah, I think I still prefer, like, I don't know, I still prefer wild animals rather than keeping an animal, because I think, yeah, Prophet Barber is kind of right though. He's saying, hey, it's much better for you to go out there and observe animals in their native habitat. That's what he said. And then for a time I went to zoos to see the animals, but I think, yeah, but I think Prophet Barber is kind of right. You know, like, I'm just saying, well, now I'm looking at the animals in captivity. It's better than nothing, right? But then, honestly, I'm starting to agree more with Prophet Barber. I should be seeing them in their native habitat instead of keeping them captive in the UK. Yeah, because in the end, I went to Hong Kong. Like, when I was in Hong Kong, I was literally just filming wildlife. Yeah, the animal, either they were wildlife or they were like feral cats and dogs looked after by the community or whatever. I've seen some birds and squirrels around here, even though I haven't filmed much today. Just to let you know, it's a cemetery. I don't know why though, in Hong Kong, you know, in Hong Kong, in Chinese culture, yeah, cemeteries are like, they are unlucky places, don't film those places, don't photograph those places. But in the UK, people literally walk their dogs in the cemetery, or they walk in a cemetery or through the cemetery as a form of exercise, you know, there's a cultural difference right there, because the UK people don't seem to mind. Yeah, the UK people don't seem to mind, but the Hong Kong people, they really do mind. You know, it's like, oh, why do you take pictures of a cemetery, or why do you walk through the cemetery? Don't look that way and stuff like that. You know, it's true.